Here we go.
Let's do it.
Welcome, everybody, to another Georgia Archery podcast. I'm your host, Big John Chandler, and this is where we talk about anything and everything to do with archery in the state of Georgia and Georgia archers wherever they may shoot. And as you can see, if you're watching the video, but as you're listening, I have the manna from Savannah. Mr. Dwayne Horton is in the house. What's up, Dwayne?
Manna from Savannah.
That's right.
I like that one now. That's not a bad one. I'm going to get that put on my shooter jersey next year.
The manna from Savannah. I hear you. What's up, brother?
Man, same old, man. How's it going? What's going on in your neck of the hood?
Dude, it has been one of them. We had a really good weekend. We'll talk about it when we get to that point.
Yeah.
Right. But work's been good. We had a delivery of some Matthews bows come in.
Cool.
And then we had some Rambo bikes delivered.
Okay.
So now we are in a Rambo bike dealer and put them together and doing some videos. And we even freshened up the range. So on Monday, we did some changing around in the range and more to come because it's spring cleaning, right? So we're freshening up the range.
That's right.
So that's how work's been. And then on Saturday, there was a lot of stuff going on. And so
there was.
You know how that is, right?
Oh, yeah.
But you had a good weekend?
I did. We had a good weekend. There was a lot of archery to be done this weekend.
You are not joking.
And I did a lot of it.
Yeah, well, you shot a lot of archery. How's work, man? I mean, the weather didn't come through as bad as we thought it was going to come through.
No, it didn't.
And so you didn't have as, and don't wish harm on nobody, but that, your business is fixing roofs.
Oh yeah. So, yeah, absolutely. No, we don't pray for bad weather. We're just here if it comes, So my business doesn't depend on depend on insurance work. I'm not an insurance contractor. I don't do all that. I'm a retail guy. I do all retail. I love retail, and that's what we thrive on. This time of year is really slow. So March is generally our slowest month of the year. Okay. So I've had a lot of free time on my hands. Next month we usually start ramping up in middle of April, stuff like that. So
I got you. Well, as you mentioned, there was a whole lot of shooting going on.
There was.
On Saturday down in Richmond. Oh yeah, it's your shoot. Coastal Empire had a shoot this weekend. Y'all ended up with like 26 archers. And
we did.
And 9 in the hunter.
Yes, so there was. So we had 26. Majority of the people that showed up were like shooting for fun.
Yeah,
they wanted to shoot for fun, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we love it when you come out and shoot for fun because what happens is you get bit by the bug and you want to come back and keep coming back.
Oh yeah.
And the 9 people that we had shoot the ultimate archer challenge were they were pretty stoked, man. I got some really good feedback from those 9 people. So that started. So everybody got their first score in. With these 9 archers, they got their first score in. And now
hopefully they'll go out and tell all their friends to come on and do it too.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. And then we did the 65-yard long shot for the Matthews lift. And we had 3 people
are in the pot.
We had 3 people are in the pot. One guy, Simeon's in the pot twice. So he had 2 errors.
He had 2 errors.
Yeah, he had 2 errors. So his name goes in twice already. So yeah, we had a good time. It was a good setup. A lot of people like the alligator target that I've been working on for past 3 months. I had a lot of people comment on that. They were like, "Hey man, that's the first time I ever shot an alligator target. Man, that was super cool. That was pretty fun." So we had a good time, man. We had a really good time.
Yeah, I've shot an alligator target in the past. I know Christian bow hunters had a little pond out there, and we used to shoot around the pond, and then they stuck the alligator in the pond. on a little, like the foam that you put under docks, floating docks.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's right.
And they had him tied to a rope. The wind would blow him out. So he'd be out there just floating around, and you'd shoot at him, and then you take the rope, pull it in to get your arrows. It was pretty cool.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So
that sounds really cool.
It was really cool. But so then Rocky Creek had their shoot like we talked about. You could go down there and move. If you was on the way, stop at one, get to the next one. And,
That's right.
And get down. So Rocky Creek had about 13 shooters.
13 shooters.
Yep. So, that was your neck of the hood, going that way.
It is. Yeah, we like going to shoot. And don't get me wrong, if had I not had a shoot, I would have went and shot.
Oh, for sure.
Rocky Creek,
you can't be in two places at once.
No, I can't be in two places at one time. But
100%.
That's always. I love going up there. She always sets a really tough range, and she gets you prepared for the upcoming event and the upcoming ASA. I mean, she's really good at doing that.
Yep. Well, Sweetwater had their shoot this weekend to show up to that.
45 shooters. And correct me if I'm wrong, did they disband that club and then now they're bringing it back? Is that how that is? That,
no,
is that
so
what happened?
It's not disbanding
Okay.
as much as it was. Well, everybody knows Fish. If you know Jimmy Waters,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was running it. I mean, as far as he was there every time, sign-ups, doing cooking, he was doing it. Well, he moved to Texas.
Oh, okay.
So when he left, they had to figure out who's going to do. So there was sort of in the mix of the group trying to figure out who's going to do, when they could do, and how they do. So this was like announced later than normal. It wasn't, it wasn't a schedule that had been pushed out a long time ago. And so,
right, okay.
But it must have been good enough time for 45 people to show up and shoot.
Yeah. That's a really good turnout.
Yep.
That's a strong turnout.
That's right. And this is your favorite named club, Scrub Buck Bow Club.
Scrub Buck, man. I love that name.
All right. So let me tell you, that is a great name, and y'all should, if you ever get a chance, go down there and support the guy. We're talking some free fun to shoot some, and he bought some ASA targets.
Yeah. I've seen that. Yeah.
He didn't have a big crowd. He was a little disappointed. Because me and him have texted back and forth.
Yeah.
I told him, I said it's great, and then something else tells him, and then but go support the guy, man. He's doing he's trying his best. I mean, he went and bought ASA targets for the reason of people said that's the kind of target I want to shoot.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, and if like I know, these things ain't cheap. So they're not easy. They're not easy to come by.
Nope,
I promise.
Definitely not. Yeah. So the traditional bow hunters of Georgia had their northern zone shoot up there in Ranger, Georgia, and they had 55 sticking stringers.
55. That's just they always come out strong.
Yeah,
and they always come out strong, and they always support their shoots. So they have a northern zone shoot.
Yep.
So they do north, south, east, west. Is that how they do it?
If someone hosts it, yes. Their biggest shoot should be coming up next month. They call it their something championship or something, and it's usually their largest. So it's happening soon. So we'll have you updated when it comes through for sure.
We need to see if we can't get one of those guys on here. Let's talk about.
Yeah, I got a guy that we could definitely the guy that's been feeding me information on it. We can get him on for sure.
Yeah, that'd be cool to talk.
So, and I didn't get to practice no 3D, even though there was all those places to shoot 3D on Saturday.
Yeah,
because I happened to be
you had to deal with
75 plus shooters.
75 plus, man. God Almighty.
In the S3DA State Outdoor event.
Okay, and So in last week you told me how that run, and they run in like you said before, they're shooting a was it 65 centimeter? Is that what
80 centimeter at the for the compound shooters? Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And for the young adults, it's at 50 meters.
Right.
And for the youth and young adults, are at 50 meters.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have some at 30 meters. And then you have some so the youth may be at 30 meters, and then you have the Eagles and Judah Eagles that are at like 20 meters, I think is what it is. So, and then recurve shoot at a 122 if you're a bare bow. What's funny is the recurve juniors or young adults all shoot at 60 meters.
Okay.
So recurve shoots farther than a compounder.
Right.
But
that's interesting.
But they shoot. Why though? Well, U.S. Archery rules puts adults at 70 meters for the recurve because that's what the Olympics is.
I got you.
And then the juniors in the U.S. Archery are at 60 meters, and so
and so the age brackets for classes
are like U13, U15, so forth.
So it's like your US. So it's USA based, not
that. Well, no. With S3DA, they have Eagle, Junior Eagle, Youth, Young Adult. Just like if you were shooting an ASA.
ASA. Yep. Just like ASA then.
Yep.
Okay, I got you. Mm-hmm.
But, so started out really chilly. Wind blew like mothers. And
it was windy.
It was windy.
It was real windy.
And we all had a great time. It warmed up. I come out of that hoodie and went to work. Watching the kids shoot and taking pictures. Speaking of that, if you want to see those pictures, you can find them at Georgia Archery's website, www.georgiaarchery.com, and it says Archery Photos. I'm throwing that out there because some people don't know that I put the photos up on those pictures. So there's photos from there. There's photos from the GBAA.
Spring
Turkey Awards were, but not shooting because my photographer wasn't shooting a camera; she was shooting a bow.
Right. So she was, she was preoccupied doing the fun
pictures, and then when we go back from the indoor, all of the indoor pictures are on there, and the bow hunter indoor shoot that they had. All of those pictures are on there, and that kind of stuff. So it's a good.
Yeah, I swiped a few off of that one.
Yeah, everybody does, but that's what it's there for. Throw me a bone, man. Throw me a bone.
I got you.
But so setting and then it was pretty nice. I brag on the team a little bit. We took 8 down there and 5 podiums, so that wasn't too shabby.
No, that's super cool. That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
2 state champions, second and third. So.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Not bad at all. Had a good time. The Gabby, we talked about her before, right? So Gabby, she was the highest score on the field.
On the field.
Field. 76 archers, and she was the highest score on the field.
That's awesome.
And if you saw a picture, there was a picture of her pointing at a 6. She shot in a 6 ring one time.
And still took it.
And still took it.
And still took high school. Yeah. One just got loose on her.
So that picture's on there, and tons of other pictures. So you can go out there and look. And if you are paid, hats off to Velocity Archery for hosting that event. That was their first time doing a state championship. They had hosted a regional indoor one time, and so that was their first time. Did a good job. The field was and you know this, when you set up a field, especially in a field that's not a soccer field, a baseball field, something that's already been, you get a little slope. So it really looked like the targets were off. Like that was the first thing that coaches would say. And so we went out there and made sure it was square in front of everybody so that we say, look, there it is. It's all square. So, but after that, we all had a good time, fought the wind. Probably have to fight some of those trigger punchers, bad habits that picked up trying to fight the wind. Right. But
it happens.
We did good. So
well, it gets some kids ready for Arizona. Like if they were to fly out to Arizona and shoot what's that out there? The USAT? Is that
it'd be the it's the Arizona Cup.
Arizona Cup. So if you fly out there and shoot the Arizona Cup, you will be shooting in wind.
It's going to shoot in wind. There's no doubt about it. Desert. It is.
You got to learn how to hold off.
It is definitely windy out there. It always is. I was there 2 years ago. A great time. So they're on to 3D now.
On to 3D.
Yep. On to 3D. And on Sunday, it says North 40, but I never saw anything. So I'm gonna have to get on somebody and see if he's even if they're actually people are shooting, or if he's just if he made the schedule and then things didn't work out. I don't know. I haven't seen any post.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything from him either.
But there's another little place down there on your end of the hood. You're also a member of that club.
Yes,
I am. The oldest archery club, I think, in the state of Georgia.
Yes, it is. It is the oldest archery club in the state of Georgia.
Evgeni Bowman had an ASA qualifier.
They did, and dude, let me tell you something. I am so happy that we are able to say that, because there was
for the longest time,
dude. There was quite a while where
100%.
That just was not a thing down here at all.
Nope.
So I'm happy that we can even say that.
We'll talk about that in a minute. But anyway, they ended up with 38 shooters. Had a good time. I saw some names I remembered or recognized that are always at most of them, and they drove a long way to get there. So good deal down there in your neck of the hood. Really is.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So So the I had a gentleman was in the store today, and he said that he's moving. He actually lives somewhere in the Savannah area, but he's moving from a house to an apartment, something. He works for, oh my gosh, I just lost it. What's the trailer, the camper that looks like a all silver? What is
Tesla?
It? No, camper.
Oh, it was a camper.
Yeah.
You
know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the air.
Yes. What is it? Come
air.
on. Anyway, that's where he works.
Yeah.
And he was in the store. His buddy was shooting from Georgia, going to college at Georgia, and he was hanging out with him. His buddy needed some stabilizer or something for his bow because he's going to turkey hunt and he wanted to balance his bow a little better. And that guy was like, "Hey, I want to try some bows." So he tried some bows, and then he's like, "Great, thank you very much, whatever." And I was like, "Dude, there's a great shop down there that neck of the woods. He can help you out too whenever you decide if you don't, if you're not on this side of the world."
Heck yeah.
And I said, "There's 2 archery clubs right there in the neighborhood that you can go shoot some 3D at, or some other events when they're having it." So, it's just funny how things mingle together. When
it is, and I think the funniest thing is how as many people that participate in archery in Georgia, it is really easy to not get the information from down here up there. You see what I'm saying? Like,
for sure.
There's a lot of people that had, like, for instance, the GBAA spring turkey. As much as we put the information out there and blast it on Facebook or whatever, there's a lot of people that had no idea that thing was going on.
Yep.
And same thing about my events and at Coastal Empire and the Geechee's events, and the same thing goes for up there. If there's stuff like, the only reason I know Scrub Buck right now is because of doing this with you, right?
Yep, for sure.
And then I went in there and started following them.
That's right.
So now I get the stuff. And Sweetwater, I wouldn't have known about Sweetwater had I not,
been
started
looking
following, been looking at this. So anyways, so it's just funny how that, it's just funny how that happens.
Well, that's what we're supposed to be doing is
exactly. That's right.
And
let me tell you something too. If you are listening to this, interacting with this helps the algorithm. It helps it get out there. If you like it, if you commenting, you can comment emojis. It don't matter what it is.
Just leave a comment.
Just hit a bunch of emojis or something like that.
Yep. Leave a comment.
It helps
and share, like, and subscribe at all.
All you gotta do is copy link. If you hit copy link, you're sharing it to everybody. So
that's right. Good. And I have done some testing over the years of, like, pushing it out everywhere to see the somebody who clicks on it without like just doing it organically. Just right. let it do its own thing versus pushing it everywhere. It's more about other people sharing it than it is Georgia Archery itself sharing it. So
that's right.
That's the thing. That's what we're going to do. Are you a turkey hunter?
I like to play with it. I'm not one of those. I can't listen. My wife would shoot me if I developed another hobby.
Pick up one more thing.
I would literally
it's hunting,
be sleeping.
Honey. It's all of it, you know.
Yeah, well, nah, she ain't going for it, brother. Which is the reason why I don't duck hunt either.
Oh, like
yeah. I got tons of buddies that duck hunt.
Oh man, for real.
They beg me to go. They beg me to go. Beg me, come here, come there, whatever.
Yep.
And I'm like, bro, if it's as addicting as you say it is, there's no way in the world that I'm going to be able to do this.
Well, I have friends who love to duck hunt. I'm not a fan, and I'll explain to you why. I'm a fan of duck hunting somewhere there's ducks. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah.
Arkansas, you get in that blind, you shoot all freaking day because it's just peppered with ducks. I am not a fan of getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, throwing out your darn stuff, sitting in that cold water, trying to pick up that spot before anybody else does because it's public property.
It's public. Yeah,
and then you have to be there before anybody else does. That sun cracks and you make 3 shots and all right, time to pick it up and go home. I'm not a fan.
Go home.
I'm not a fan. That's not my thing. I'm definitely not a fan. That drives me. I mean, darn, you know. I'm not a fan.
It's hilarious. I'll be sitting I'll be sitting in a deer blind or whatever, and when the sun barely breaks, you hear all the freaking shotguns. Right? And then you go, okay, well, you start looking, okay, they'll be done in about 15 minutes.
Oh, for sure.
So I'll have the woods to myself.
Back to yourself.
In about 15
minutes.
Right.
100%. That's not my. I mean, I don't understand. I don't get 4.5, 5 hours of preparation for an hour worth of doing. It's not.
No, I'm not
my
that.
thing.
I'm not doing that.
No.
I do got a bunch of buddies that go to Arkansas.
Well, see, like you go some other places. I mean, I got friends that go to Arkansas. I got people that go down to Louisiana. And shoot, and then it's a blast. There's no doubt about it. Sitting in there, look, that's a different type of hunting. That guy's in the back cooking you sandwiches, feeding you stuff, and and all he's doing is handing you ammo. You just reload and shoot some more.
That's it.
And
it's just a good time.
You just point and shoot because you got enough people there that you ain't gonna shoot the wrong one.
That's right.
We can't have but 2 pinwheels and 2 mallards and whatnot. No, you just shoot them all. We'll lay them out against everybody.
Yeah, we laying them down. We divide them up. That's how we're doing it.
That's the fun part. But
turkey hunting is something a little bit different. But I can't get addicted to it. Like I'm not gonna allow myself to get addicted to it. Yep. So I go like once or twice a year.
Yeah, I have some friends who love to turkey hunt. Right. I mean, that's their thing. They would rather. I mean, Jay Maxwell is the guy, right?
Oh yeah,
he'd rather turkey hunt than deer hunt
than anything.
I told him he's lost his mind, but he's not the guy to want to sit in a deer stand for 4.5 hours.
No, Jay ain't gonna do that. No. Jay don't like doing stuff like that.
I mean, he has. Don't get me wrong, but that's not. I mean, he wants to run a gun. Call out if it ain't there. Move. Call out. There go. More power to you. That's not what I like when I deer hunt. I mean, that's, what I'm saying. I'm not a running gunner. I'm not a bass fisherman that way, right? Throwing.
That's different. I am.
I know, but I'm not.
Yeah, I am.
I'm not. I'm the guy who's going to throw that darn bobber out there and pop a cold brewski and wait for it.
Sit.
That's right.
Let it sit.
Because I'm just, and that's the way I deer hunt.
I'm on salt water too, so when we go fishing, it's a little bit different.
Saltwater's a different thing now.
That's a whole different animal.
That's a whole different thing. I got I had some cousins that were from Charleston, and we used to go every year. Catch some big old slab reds, and we throw out the crab nets and the whole nine, and the whole 9 yards, and we'd bring everything back and fresh and do it. And it was a whole lot of fun. But I don't think I could do that every weekend. I'd be angry,
Man. The neighborhood I live in, so the ocean's like right in my back door.
Yep.
And so my whole neighborhood, that's what my neighborhood's about. It's a boating neighborhood. It's it's that type of neighborhood. It's a saltwater neighborhood. And dude, they love it. This time of year, we're starting to get warm a little bit.
Just to know, you get antsy to the house. Yep.
There'll be 3 or 4 fish fries. There'll be every weekend. And the docks will be full. There'll be 60 boats out there every weekend. So yeah, we love it down here. But turkey hunting for me, I'm gonna probably go 1 or 2 times, and I lost about 1,200 acres About 1,200 acres this year. We lost. They're building Richmond Hill up. It's going to end up looking like Atlanta. So I lost about 1,200 acres, and some of the property that I lost is where most of the turkeys are in my area. So
I got you.
I'll get to hunt that like 2 weeks before I have to move everything. So we'll see. I don't know. I might slide out there and see what happens.
So that's why I was asking. So I know a lot of guys that's what they're doing right now. I've flipped through. They went to Florida because Florida opens early. And there's been several folks that shot some turkeys, and then they're headed over to Alabama, then they're headed to Georgia to get that turkey season going. I'm
gonna see. I got a buddy that took his son this past weekend, and his son's 8 years old.
That's awesome.
Son's name's Wyatt. First turkey he ever killed, the dangum thing had 3 beards.
Oh man,
what
kind of luck is that?
I swear to God, I think he said this bird had like 60 inches of beards or something like that.
That's ridiculous.
I can't find the picture.
That's crazy.
I'm trying to show it. Oh, here it is right here, I think. Yeah, but the kid, you should have seen the kid's face. Like, let me see if you can see it. You see the kid's face?
Oh yeah, that sucker's happy as all get out.
Oh my gosh,
that's like
He said they wasn't out there 20 minutes because they had a guy take him and let him hunt his property.
Yep.
And he said the guy hit the call one time real light, and he came right on it.
Yeah.
But the daggum thing had 3 beards.
I
was like, you got to be kidding me. Look at these 3 beards. Look at that one.
Oh, look at that. Yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was a good turkey. That's a lifetime turkey right there. And I told him, I said, son, he's gonna have a hard time trying to trump that one. He's 8 years old and already killed a turkey like that, and he won't ever kill another one like that.
Yeah. My buddies have been down there, so I got several buddies been posting pictures. Blake Clifton did his solo hunt down there. He got a good bird, and Jay and them have been down and they've been shooting. So some of those will make YouTube channels for sure.
I think they will. Yeah, I think. Did he get an Osceola? Is that what Jay got?
Yep.
Okay.
I got. So I mean, I'm not a turkey hunter. I don't have any turkeys on my little property I had some when I first got there. Now it was, I bought this piece of property and it was 5.5 acres. It ties to another 150, but there were some prints on there, turkey prints, and I found a feather or two, or I thought were turkey prints, and then I found out my neighbor had he had different birds that
guineas.
Yeah, he had guineas that like to talk,
guineas,
and so they leave that same. I was thinking, dang,
Yeah,
but hey, it is what it is, and but who knows? I don't even know if I'll even turkey hunt at all. But I'm a bow hunter at heart, but I still believe a turkey is made to be shot in the face with a shotgun. just saying, what I believe. Yeah,
I don't disbelieve that. However, I would love to take one with my bow.
Yeah, well,
it's extremely hard from what I've been told.
Yeah, so we had a turkey talk at the shop, and Terry Rome, which is, if anybody knows who Terry is, I mean, Hall of Fame, turkey caller.
Turkey caller, yeah.
Yep, and my thing, I always tell, my favorite thing about Terry's a great guy. My favorite thing to always talk about Terry is on Saturdays when I would watch Buckmasters, and he'd come out there and sit on the couch and talk to Miss Jackie about all of his different stuff, I always tell him, I was like, you was my hero. And he's like, I ain't nobody. And then we had Tim Knight, which has shot 103 birds with his bow, not in a blind.
Really?
Yes.
That's
an amazing feat. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, that's amazing. Because that's what I've been told. Like, if you're going to kill one, you got to kill him out of a blind. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to be restricted to a blind.
Well, Tim is the man when it comes to that. There's no doubt about it. I mean, and he's at 103, and he's like, I can't end at 103. I'm going to keep going. Now, he's an avid deer hunter, hog hunter. He runs a taxidermy service down there in Dublin, and he has some beautiful stuff. So he's a very talented fella. Sells a little broadhead, and that does his job.
Okay.
So he's been in the industry for a while, back and forth. But So
what's the broadhead come?
Dang it, bipolar.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Dang it, it was like I was fixing to like that ain't gonna. I knew he was fixing to ask that, and I was like trying to get it out. It's bipolar broadheads. So,
yep. And I think Bill sold some for a little while down there.
So I remember when he wouldn't make one at $100,000.
That's the story Bill tells.
Oh, there's no doubt. He's like, it just would, and he does make one at $100,000 now, but he had to find the right materials, the right whatever's, because he said it's just I'm not going to just skin it down, make it thinner and less useful just to hit $100,000. So
right, yeah,
but yeah, I guess that's the elephant in the room for this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last time there was one of these ASA. This is number 2.
This is number 2.
The last time that we talked on a Wednesday, and it was the first one, and we made sure you didn't stand up because she was washing all your clothes to get it all packed up and ready to go.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And I sent you a text message today, said, "Are we on for tonight?" And you was like, "Yep." I said, "Well, make sure you got on pants because you know she's watching your stuff." And
she would normally be, yes.
And what is your reply?
I ain't going this time.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, this one, I'm not going to make this one. So, unfortunately. So, y'all send me some pictures, man. I hope everybody shoots good this weekend.
Well,
so I won't be there.
I am working half a day tomorrow.
Okay.
And then I'm headed that way.
Okay, cool. So, you decided to go. That's good.
A friend of mine said, "Hey, I got a room. Come on." And
room and a ride.
Room, ride, the whole kabang. So
yeah, the whole 9.
Yep, okay. I'm headed down. This will be the first one since 2021 for me.
Yeah.
I haven't shot ASA since 21. So, and before that was, 19. I shot 1, I think, and then 15. I don't know. I didn't shoot a lot for a while, so not in the ASA circuit, I should say.
Right. Yeah.
So, this will be my first one. Old Poison.
This is a good one to go to. This one's
close.
Fun. It's close. Yeah.
It used to be the Classic for years. That was where where we finished. Mm-hmm. We always finished down there.
Right.
Yeah. I watched several friends make the top podium. Finished in A class, B class, C class. They don't have that anymore. But I watched several people, podium in the Classic, which is the world's, the Classic. This, and that's where it was at. So it's always been they do a great job down there. And the cool part is I don't have to go through. We go on the backside over there, so it's, at Fort Benning, but yet it's on the backside. So you don't have to go through no securities. You
got to go through. Yeah, you don't have to go through the gate or anything like that.
If you do, because you can get from there.
Yeah, you can. No, yeah, that's right. But you can go across the river right there. Yep.
But that means you have to, abide by inspections and stuff. Not saying that it's a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. But, it just slows you down to get where you want to go.
Yeah, you just have to give your IDs. They run a daggone mirror around your truck.
That's right. All that good stuff.
That good stuff. Yeah, that's right.
But so if you go around the other way, you don't have to go through that. There is no cell phone service.
You will not. You will not get no cell phone service in that place. I promise you.
So there's no cell phone service. So you'll see a lot of pictures uploaded in the evenings from the day before. Yep. I know that Competition Archery Media and PJ has said, to keep up with it, they have a guy who takes a picture, gets in his car, drives all the way out, sends it, and then heads back. And by the time he heads back, he meets somebody about halfway that's already showing the next 5 have already scored and done by the time it gets. So they're constantly doing that, trying to keep out, people from outside up to date on what's going on.
Right, they're trying to keep everybody updated on exactly what's going on in pro ranges and stuff like that, which is good.
Oh, it's a great thing,
that's what
for sure.
For the people like for us that are not going.
Oh yeah,
we all want to know. Like we're going to be sitting on there going, well, we'll be sitting around. Okay, who's leading now? Who's leading now?
Keep pushing that button. Keep pushing that button. See if the score is updated yet.
That's right. Refresh. 100%. So that's what we do. So they do a really good job with with that, and keeping everybody updated. It's just a lot harder at Benning because there is no cell service.
That's right.
Especially when that first plane launches and you start seeing parachutes, you ain't getting nothing.
That's right.
You ain't getting nothing after
that. Cut it all off for sure. But yeah, so I'm headed down with some friends and shoot in the old man's class. Hopefully that I can not embarrass myself.
Nah, you'll be good. You've been shooting pretty good.
And
you'll be all right.
And have a good time, and get to see some friends I hadn't seen in forever.
That's right.
If you are a Georgia Archer and you're going down there, I think there's a poll pushed on Instagram.
Is there?
Let's see. I think it just went out. Let me look and make sure. I think it went out on Instagram. Yep. Tap to vote. So it says, "Are you going to the?" So if you're on Instagram, go out there and just fill out the poll. If you see me, holler at me, wave at me, run.
It's
me.
on the story, so you got to look at the story. It's not a post; it's a story.
Yeah, well, the polls all have to go through
stories.
Yeah. So
I got you.
And there's probably one scheduled for a little later to go through Facebook for the older guys. it's a demographic thing, right?
It's a demographic thing
for sure. But yeah,
we got a few people going. So I think we are me and Dad are the only ones from my club that's not going that regular. So I think there's going to be 5 Coastal Empire archers going down there to shoot. Unfortunately, it's not going to be me. So.
Well, we were counting that up from the Ace Apache / Ace team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 15. It's a lot.
15?
Yeah.
Wow, that's good.
Because there's Ken, Alicia, JD, LJ, Danny and Dwayne. I mean, Danny and Daniel.
Danny and Daniel. So Daniel is Daniel shooting this year?
Yeah, we're not going to talk about it. Yes, he's shooting. He's shooting. No, he's shooting really good.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Good.
He's sneaking in there. He's been working on some things, and it is working for him. There's no doubt about it.
Cool.
Let's see, Gabriella, Sophie. I named JD. Me.
LJ. Did you say
LJ?
LJ? Is LJ going?
Yep. LJ's headed.
Jazz. Is Jazz going?
Jazz is going.
His daddy?
Yep. I think his daddy's going.
All right.
Then we have JD's going. Peyton's going. Sophie's going. Yeah. So I mean, it's a pile.
Y'all got a lot. Yeah. Y'all got a lot. That is a 3D rich area.
Yeah.
It's very 3D rich right there. Yeah.
So that's it'll be a bunch of us, and then I'm going with Mike Beam. So he's with us. So that's, I mean, I don't know. We was counting it today. And it's like, good Lord, and every time we'd count, we'd add one later. Go, oh man, we forgot about this one, and oh man, we forgot about that one. So yeah, there will be a bunch of us. So if you see me, holler at me. I'll have my little camera with me. Not the big one, but the little camera in my phone. We'll try to film some little stuff and get some stuff going.
Yeah. So if you see a Coastal Empire shirt, y'all take a picture of it, send it to me.
No,
because for some reason, them dudes don't like to take pictures.
They don't like to be seen.
they like to duck off.
They wear it in camouflage.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So if you're watching this and you're going, take a picture. Tag Georgia Archery in it. We will share it to everybody else. So even doesn't make a darn which club you with. Post up. We're going to represent the Georgia Archers.
Represent Georgia.
That's right.
As a whole.
Go out there and do your thing. That's all weekend long. Matter of fact, they opened early for people to have practice bags and some 3D ranges. So they
I've seen that. That's cool.
So it's pretty cool. And the weather snuck by. It looks like Monday, but Sunday later and Monday will come across Georgia.
Right. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
So
do you think they opened up? Go back to the opening practice range up early. Do you think they opened the practice range up early because they are Friday is not the option anymore, and Sunday's the option? So they're
according to mine personal, yours is 50. Anybody who's 50 and higher, it is not an option, right? The option is Sunday.
No, we don't have an option.
That's what I'm saying. But on mine, it still reads Saturday, Sunday with a Friday option.
Does it really?
My card still reads that. Yes, they've talked about it. They really want everybody to shoot the Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
But my card, the way it came about when I registered, it has your Friday option is this for your Sunday score.
Okay, because
I know at one time I read it too.
I want to say I don't know what Foley did, but for whatever reason, I want to say Foley did it the opposite way. I could be wrong. But because I don't get an option.
Yeah, you don't get an option. And they're trying to get most everybody there to finish up Friday, Saturday. I mean, they really are. So they can get out of there faster on Sunday.
Right. It makes sense. And I know I'm gonna catch a lot of heat for that because there's a bunch of people that are diehard. They want to keep it the way it is, and they don't want to change anything. It needs to stay exactly the way it was created in 1989. Yada yada yada.
I'm gonna explain. Explain something.
Things change.
The only constant in this world is things are going to change.
Absolutely,
it's the only constant.
Absolutely. And I think what people I think what people have to understand, and they don't realize this, is this thing has to be run like a business. It is a business.
It is a business.
Right? So it's a business.
Yep.
Your feelings have to be put aside. Now, not saying they don't care about the shooters or anything like that, but it's a business. If it's not making sense, meaning it's not making money, then it's got to go. They've got to at some point start trimming the fat. You know what I mean?
50,
and if that means
50 classes is a lot.
That's a lot of classes. Yeah, that's a lot of classes. And in my personal opinion, I think they can start there too, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh, no. But they've done it in the past, right? They have moved classes around. You were doing some research. You were doing some research.
I did do some research. I don't know if I want to say
but you did some research, and you saw some classes that didn't have a lot of folks in it.
Sure.
And you saw some classes that were growing leaps and bounds.
Absolutely.
And you saw where some numbers had depleted and some numbers had moved and this, that, and the other. I mean, it's just what it is, right?
It is what it is, yeah. It's change.
It's change.
It's change.
No doubt about it.
In my personal opinion, in my opinion, don't mean crap. I understand that. But in my personal opinion, I think if you're going to go to one of these things, and you can't shoot 40 yards, then, don't get me wrong. I mean, I like the fun classes and I like everybody but come on, man, let's put everybody all those classes that are under 40 for adults. What do we, I'm probably going to catch some heat for saying that, but that 30-yard class, when are we going to do away with that 30-yard class?
Well,
honestly, let's be honest.
And I got a different view on that.
Okay. Tell me.
I don't mind having a 30-yard class as long as it's not going to be that's your fun class.
Sure.
You pay your minimum money, you line up, you shoot it, you go home. There ain't no who, when, what, when, where, and how.
That's exactly
that. Is your
okay.
That is your test run for the event.
Okay.
Because if I sign up for your club and I shoot fun, I can shoot from any of those stakes.
You can shoot from anywhere.
Doesn't matter, right?
Don't matter. That's
right. I'm not saying to limit it to a 30-yard, but you can have a fun class. Hey, you want to come out and try this? This is your trial. This is try ASA class.
Okay.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because I got some kids. I got some folks that have never shot a bow before.
Right.
And 40 yards scares the bejesus out of them. Right.
Okay.
Because they've been shooting indoors in the range. And so you're like, hey, 30 yards. Well, I guess that'd be okay.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with that class is on the other side is there's a whole bunch of sandbaggers.
And that's what I was fixing to say. There are way too many people in that class
that shoot better than that.
That have stuck around in a 30-yard class you just go, man, at some point you got to go, look, man, a 40-yard class doesn't mean you shoot from 40 yards for 40 targets. Okay.
You have 40,
let's
40 targets
that.
And have 3 of them,
You might have 3 of them at 40 yards, 5 of them at 40 yards, whatever the case is. But I mean, come on, let's call a spade a spade. Whenever they push to 60-yard, push the pros to 60 yards, they ain't shooting every one of those damn things at 60 yards.
No.
You know what I'm saying? They might have a few of them at 60 yards, but they're not shooting every one of them at 60 yards. And that goes the same for every class. So if you're scared of a 40-yard class because it says 40 yards, look, man, I'm here to tell you, every one of them damn things ain't 40 yards.
Well, you shot in another organization that everybody that was an adult shot a long, long ways.
That's right. 60 yards.
Yes, sir.
Bow hunters were shooting the bow hunter class. That was a 60-yard class.
Right.
So I don't know. I come from a different place, but I do see it as a business. I do understand it's a business, and I do understand that the changes are coming because they are thinking like a business.
Yeah,
and that's where the changes are coming from.
But you as a club, you're a business, running a business as a club.
Okay.
You'll take that money from the 30-yard shooter, and that's their fun. That's the fun class because you take a lot of fun guys.
I do. We do a lot of fun. Yeah.
It doesn't. It doesn't cost you anything. You're gaining money on that in the long run. Wait,
there's
a target use, right? But you don't have to pay anything back. You're not going to lose anything on that, right? So you're not having to put out an award and do a percentage back or nothing like that. So I would say, I don't know. I'm not saying that the 30-yard needs to go because I'm just saying that maybe you're right that. Let's not let people sit around and hang around in the 30-yard class forever.
That's right.
I'm from a time at ASA when I watched several bow hunter guys win the first one, podium in the top 3 on the second one, and never go back to another one. Why?
Because they got pushed out.
No, because if they had won another dollar, they'd be pushed out.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I got you. Yeah,
and so then they'd stop. And then
come back next year.
They'd do it again.
Do it again. Yeah.
So
see, I can't. That's not in my DNA.
It's not.
I can't do that. I can't do that. That's not in my DNA.
Yeah.
I'm way too. I'm a type A guy.
But the point, you know what I'm saying? There are people who do that.
Yeah.
And right. I personally, and I'm not gonna lie. I'll personally look at it this way: there ain't enough money in it for me to feel like I need to just quit because next year I'm gonna. Now, if I
didn't even make my travel money. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm talking about. You can finish first and not make enough to cover your cost. There's no doubt.
Exactly.
So there's no reason for you to stop shooting it, right?
The only reason I say is a little bit different for ASA is because they still have to set that range.
Yeah.
Right? So that range has to be set. Now, if you eliminate that class, then that range don't exist no more. It's gone. So they don't have to set that range. They don't have to buy them targets. That eliminates that range unless
there's some youth that are using that same range.
Youth use that range. Yep. Yeah. So they're still.
So now you're hurting yourself on that. But what I'm saying is maybe that same range is no longer tied up with people that you're trying to give an award to, and throw in the first 2 out because it's the novice class. They don't even call it that anymore. It was the novice class forever, right?
Yeah, they don't call it that no more. What do they call it? They call it
just pins 30 or
pins,
open pins 30 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not trying to jump on. If you're a pins 30 shooter and you're listening to this, I'm not jumping on you.
No.
I'm not jumping on nobody that shoots that class. All I'm saying is I'm looking at this. I'm standing outside the box. I'm looking at it from the outside in going, this is a business and they're doing things and they're making changes. And that could be one of the things that they change. I don't know.
Do you have another one?
What's that? I got a lot. That's all I do whenever this time of year right here. I just sit around because like March is my
slow month,
so
right? So
it's my slow month. So I got all kind of stuff. We can go. I did a lot of research.
I know we've talked about it. So the Kentucky TAC opened up today.
Oh, did it?
Yep.
Okay, man. I'm gonna go to one. I'm going to one, and I think I'm gonna go to one. I'm probably gonna go to one this year. Probably.
Oh, now he's changing to this year.
Yeah, I probably. I've been toying with it. I've been playing
one day. Just go one day.
Probably one day. Yeah, I'll probably go one day.
So there's still openings in Tennessee for one day.
Tennessee for one day. Yeah, there is.
Sundays.
And that'll probably be the one I go to.
Sunday's pretty open.
Mm-hmm.
36 days away. In case anybody wants to know, Tennessee TAC is 36 days away as of today.
That's right. 36 days away. And there are a ton of people.
Oh, yeah.
That matter of fact, I pushed my range out I got 3 targets at 70 plus right now that I was able to get 70 yards out of. So I pushed my practice range out.
Yep.
With my 3D public range.
Mm-hmm.
I pushed it out to 70 plus for some of them guys that were asking about it.
They wanted it. They want to be able to.
That's what they want. Yeah,
they're testing it now. So
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, TAC's coming. TAC's drawing the crowd. And they're doing their thing.
They are.
So as we were talking,
mm-hmm.
I saw some posts on Facebook that said, "Hey, is there anything going on this weekend local or in the state because of the ASA?" And usually the answer is no, right?
Right.
Because the ASA is a pretty big driver in our state, right? So, but North Georgia Archery in Cumming is having a fun shoot on Sunday.
Okay. North Georgia Archery.
Yep. You have to look him up. It's a fun shoot. He said he has invested a whole lot of money in some Reinhardt targets. Come out in his backyard and shoot for fun and have some fun with him.
That sounds pretty
I don't know if he's got a donation box or what he's got, but he just said there was nothing in the Cumming area. And so he bought some targets, and now he's sort of like what Scrubbuck has done, right? Scrubbuck had this area and had his targets out, and he's like, "Hey, just come on and shoot with us."
Well, I mean, that's what that's what I did. I mean, I did the same thing. I think a lot of people did the same thing.
Yeah.
Started out with, there's, I'm not going to call any names, but I had a conversation with someone about a week and a half ago about this same topic, and the topic was, "Hey, how can I get some Delta McKenzie targets because I want to start a range?" And I'm like, well, where you want to start a range at, they have targets. Like there's targets there. You know what I mean? And this person was like, I don't know. Everybody wants to shoot the Delta McKenzies. And I'm like, yeah, they do.
Do they?
But, do they? Number one. And number two, everybody's itching for somewhere to go shoot, somewhere closer to them where they don't have to drive 2 hours, 3 hours away, or whatever the case is. And if you are planning on starting something or hosting something, right, it don't have to be a every month thing. It can be a one-off.
Yeah.
It could be a one-off or whatever.
For sure.
And then you start getting attraction. So if you're that person and you have access to some targets, albeit some Reinhardt targets, they don't all have to be Delta McKenzies. If they are Reinhardt targets, this is a way to get people to come out there, to know that you're here, know that you're wanting to participate, and get people to come participate. And then in the future, if something happens and something opens up and there's some doors open up and you're able to get your hands on some Delta McKenzies, then
go after.
You've already got a following. You've already got some people that's willing to come. Yeah, exactly. So,
well, I will say this, that if you go to a TAC event, you're not going to shoot a Delta McKenzie target.
No, you will not.
Not going to happen.
You're right.
You're going to shoot a whole bunch of funny looking targets. I mean, you shoot a fish at 55 yards. I mean, a carp.
That carp, that orange carp. Yeah, I got that orange carp too.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, and TAC draws a crowd of people, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, looking at it as a business, I need people.
That's right. That's exactly right.
I don't have to have the tournament full-time crowd if I have people shooting, you know.
That's right.
I mean, we've gotten together at a range just like you at Richmond Hill. We got one right down the road, and we've gotten together, and there'll be 25 people just show up to shoot, and we'll all go through and have a great time.
That's right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I usually carry my hunt bow with that, you know, because it's more of the type event. You know, it's
and
more
listen
of
to what you just said. There's 25 people show up to shoot Reinhardt's, right? Show up to shoot Reinhardt's with their hunting bows, primarily. You know, is what.
That's right.
So if you get 25 bow hunters,
that's right.
Send me 25 bow hunters.
you know, 9, right? You need those 25.
I'm giving away $3,000 worth of stuff, and I can't get 20 bow hunters. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, send me that many bow hunters.
For sure.
I'd gladly take that many bow hunters down here.
I hear you, but that's why. I mean, don't get me wrong. When you're, and you know, because you were in that space for a while, like you were in the ASA. That was the key. We needed to be ASA, right? We needed to be ASA,
and I still am. I'm not saying
no.
Believe me.
I mean,
I love it, and I chase it. And
I'm not going because I'm not headed to ASA because I don't like it. I mean, I wouldn't have gone. You know, I enjoy the whole concept of the whole thing and how they've done things. I'm not knocking what they have done. Don't get me wrong.
That's right.
But there's a whole lot of folks that just like shooting stuff.
They just like shooting stuff. They like shooting their bows. That's all.
And they like the alligator, like you talked about, or the funny looking spider, or the mosquito.
You should see the dinosaur that I'm redoing right now. Oh God, that's going to be a good looking one. Yeah.
So I mean, those type of things, right? So the people. There's a whole lot of more people with bows in their hands that can show up to an event and don't care nothing about score. Don't care nothing. They just want the camaraderie to hang out with other people that are like-minded shooting their bows.
That's right.
So, I mean, and nothing's wrong with tournament archery. Tournament archery is awesome, and there's a place for it, you know.
And I love it, and Lord knows I love it when I step out on a range. And I know I sound like I don't whenever we do these things because it always sounds like I'm beating down one organization and putting another organization here. And I've never even shot this other organization. You know what I mean? I'm just looking at it from a business standpoint. But Lord knows when I step on an archery range, it's all about the score for me. You know, like I want to shoot my best score I've ever shot. That's going to be
what we want to do.
The reason I step out there.
100%.
So let's not think that I'm the guy that's down in outside of bow hunting. But
that's right.
Facts are facts. You know.
Oh yeah. There's a whole lot more bow hunters than there are tournament archers.
There are. There just really is.
No doubt about it. The problem is, no offense, but the problem is like who we're reaching. Reaches out to one or two of those guys, and then 10 or 12 of the tournament archers, because we talk about, and had been for the longest time, and we've switched. I mean, now we've talked a lot about hunting. We've talked a lot about different tournaments and different things and different stuff. Like I said, we should scrub Buck. I mean, support him. North Georgia. If you're in the Cumming area and you're a bow hunter, go out there and check him out. See that event and do that.
Absolutely.
So that's what's going on this weekend. But so I'll keep as many updates as I can on my first time in I guess 4 years since I've been to an ASA.
Yeah, let us know how you shoot, man.
And hopefully I don't embarrass my old ass self.
Nah, you'll be all right. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. You've been shooting pretty good. I've seen those scores.
I hate this that you're going to miss it.
I do too, because I've been shooting pretty good. I've been shooting.
You have been
really,
shooting
really
well.
good. I've been shooting really good. That the changes that I've made since Foley have really helped me. I was on a roll last week to shoot about. I think I was on a run last week to shoot 28 up and got to run in my mouth and turned around.
Uh-oh.
And didn't. I don't even think I ranged the target.
Set your sight, people.
So kids, tournament archers, set your sight, especially if you're on a run like I was. Like when I shot that 5, I'm lucky it even hit the leg.
Yep.
But when I shot that 5, I was sitting 18 up, and I still had 8 targets to go.
Yeah.
When I shot that 5, so set your sights, kids. At least at the bare minimum, range the target, and don't get all caught up in all the conversation around you, especially if you're trying to shoot a score. Man, look here, stay focused, because that is always and forever will be my problem.
Yep. Squirrel. You can find all this information and more on the website, www.georgiaarchery.com. There's a calendar page. There's a picture page. So we took photos at all the places that we're at and can hang out and see and do. If you don't see your information on our calendar, send us a message. You can message us on every social media platform you can think of, because we're there. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, now X, and Snappy Chat, and TikToks. That's right. We're on it all. And then if you want to listen to this as you drive down the road to work, you can find us on everything there is. And if you don't, send us a message and we'll make sure we get on your favorite app. But we're pretty listed on a bunch of them for sure. And YouTube, we'll run some there's a whole lot of shorts. I always take a couple of shorts from all of these videos and
good old YouTuber.
Yep, push it out on the shorts on YouTube and some TikToks and whatever to try to drive some, different stuff. If you want to be a guest, if you got something you want to talk about and get off your chest about archery in the state of Georgia, send us a message. We will let you come on.
Let's talk about it.
That being said, I'm just going to throw this out here.
Okay.
And you got to tell me now.
All right.
Second
who?
Yep. April 2nd.
All right.
Live.
What we doing? Oh, okay. All right. You want me to put it on my calendar?
Are you down?
Yeah.
So if you've listened to this and you've heard this, the plan would be...
we're going to go live where?
Go live on YouTube and Facebook.
YouTube and the book.
Yep. I won't be quite... The TikTok's not working quite like I want it to yet. I'm working on that.
Mm-hmm. So by that, what he means is he don't have enough followers, so y'all need to go follow us on TikTok.
I do have enough followers.
Okay.
It's the way of the software that I'm using right now.
Oh, okay. I got you. I thought you were still on.
We have broke that mark. Thank you, Botalk.
Yeah, Scott. We appreciate you, Scott.
Helped. We call it the Bo Boy effect, right?
Yeah, that's right.
But it bumped me over the top for us to be able to go live. But
cool.
But the software itself needs a key and stuff, and I'm trying to get it worked out. So that's the next step. But if you can find it on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, will kick it in an hour, and we usually right now have been running over an hour. So it's just Facebook and YouTube right now, but we can read all the comments and
we get to interact with everybody. So y'all come and join us,
and we'll talk about what happened at the ASA. We get to hear all of that, and maybe one of the Georgia archers that made a podium can come in and chit chat.
Let's talk about it.
That's right.
Yeah. Let's talk about your weekend. If you make the podium this coming week,
that's right.
We want to talk about your weekend. Y'all join us.
So we're going live. So everybody understands that we will go live on YouTube and on Facebook on the 2nd. That is not April 1st. That is not an April Fool's joke. That is a real deal Holyfield. So I think that's about it. Boy, did you just get the empty out of that? You just sucked the bottom of that thing.
It's over with. I needed this to do this podcast. I'm not even going to lie.
Need us not. Hey, well, so look, everybody's been listening. Your audio is awesome.
It's a lot better. I think we figured some things out.
We got some things fixed, I think. So, you're back on the big microphone and some headphones, and background noise is not as loud, and so forth and so on. So, I'm glad we got that figured out. I did see Robbie this weekend, and he's reworking his stuff. Maybe, just maybe, look, we get him on the live with us. So if you friends with Robbie Surface, go on, send him a message. Say he needs to be on the live next Wednesday.
He needs to get on there with us.
Let's
talk about them kids he's coaching down there.
Oh, yeah, he's got some good ones down there for sure. Talk about how he's doing in business, because he's started a new thing.
He did.
and is doing his new thing. So that's awesome. He's doing a Raising Aries thing. So, I mean, he's got a lot to talk about too. So we can always talk it up and do some fun things. So, but I think that's about it. You know of anything else I forgot to say?
No, I don't think so. I think that's it, man.
So I'm going to close it out with this because I used to do this and I said it last week. Take someone, teach them how to shoot a bow. It will last them a lifetime. Until next time, I'm Big John.
I'm the manna from Savannah.
And we'll see you.
That's my notes, man. That's how I took notes when I was in high school, too.